Hi all, welcome to Hit FI. Hey, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do so right now. I mean right now, please. I recently watched Halal Love Story, which is a 2020 Malayalam language comedy drama film. While I refrain from doing deeper reviews about recently released movies due to my personal time constraints, I can say that this is a must-watch movie as the director Zakaria was able to showcase the extremely conservative aspects of a predominantly Muslim community and its conflicts with the norms of filmmaking. While Grace Anthony gracefully stole the show for me, Joju George and Shobin Shahir came out in full strength as well. Today I wanted to delve into the aspect of Malayalam cinema that has been an integral part of Kerala's popular culture, be it literature, cinema, comedy shows or cartoons. Yes, it is satire. I personally have had difficulty defining what satire actually meant, and here is a dictionary definition of it. The use of humor, irony, exaggeration, or ridicule to expose and criticize people's stupidity or vices, particularly in the context of contemporary politics and other topical issues. Halal Love Story is a light-hearted satire on the religion and political stand of people of a small town. The rule of thumb for satirical movies is that the script or the story doesn't need to get preachy about what is right or what is wrong. It is for people to decide that. This movie ends up becoming a very cute walkthrough of various cultural nuances of this town in a comic manner and how it tries to cope with the idea of filmmaking to showcase its society in a positive manner to the world. In summary, this movie doesn't take any controversial stand in regards to religion, but still effectively showcased the conflicts it faces with what is considered as a normal practice in the world outside. Now, moving on with satire as a general movie making subject, satirical content will only work with people who have a fair understanding of contemporary issues and how some political powers or religious powers are trying to exploit the blind faith of people in a political ideology or faith. To enjoy satire, one needs to park their polarized thoughts or their ideologies somewhere else. Look at life and things around with a little sense of humor and rationale. Malayalam cinema has a long history of making satirical movies that have taken on politics and religion. One name that is synonymous to satire in Malayalam cinema is Srinivasan. Even though he was popular playing the self-deprecating comedian characters, Srinivasan has always been a prolific screenplay and scriptwriter. In the 80s and 90s, Srinivasan took on various aspects of the then society like obsession of people over pulp fiction stories or joblessness in the society. He also provided incredible insights into the anarchy caused by the militant labor unions back in the days that were largely responsible for the closure of industries in Kerala. While I can keep talking about the incredible list of movies where he contributed through his script or playing pivotal roles, the most notable one would be the political satire Sandesham, which literally translates to The Message. This Satyan Andikar directorial was made in 1991, but I can watch this movie even after 30 years from now. This was a movie of the then contemporary Kerala politics where brothers turned local leaders of rival parties, leading to distress for their aged and once proud parents. Srinivasan, who plays a stark leftist, is possibly the most memorable character in this, where his behavior, due to the deep-rooted political ideology without any rational thought, becomes a fodder for audience to burst into laughter at various moments in the movie. For instance, there is a scene depicting a heated argument between the brothers. When Jairam brings up Poland, the small European country, as an example of how the left ideology didn't work there, Srinivasan breaks down emotionally and his parents interfere to sort it out. Now think about it, friends. Poland is a European country that we don't talk or care about much, even now, and doesn't have anything to do with Kerala or India. And Srinivasan thought of cracking a satirical joke on this political affairs of that country 30 years back. I think it'll be hard to meet a single Malayali anywhere in the world who doesn't know or rave about this Poland joke. Now, going back in time a little more, K.G. George's Panchavadi Palam or Panchavadi Bridge, which was released in 1984, was a set against the shams surrounding the reconstruction of the eponymous bridge. This political satire is a hard-hitting parody about the fraudulent undercurrents of the panchayat-level bureaucracy, showing the contagious nature of corruption with a series of hilarious character sketches that feeds on the spoils of massive scam, including an unhinged panchayat president, his pompous wife, a clique of insecure servants, and a lineup of a greedy opposition with a handful of bloodthirsty contractors. In 1988, the Mohanlal starrer Vellanagallude Nadu, which translates to the land of white elephants, was also penned by Srinivasan. The politics, corruption, and the crime cover ups in this administrative machinery at municipal level is exposed in this movie alongside the unethical ways of desperate road contractor and his struggles to make ends meet against countless odds, including a pain in the neck ex, who is also newly appointed municipal commissioner. Written by Srinivasan and directed by Priyadarshan, Vellanagalode Nadu, featuring Mohanlal and Shobana in the lead, make a potential dig at the money-munching municipal mafia, stripping bare the rampant corruption at its core. In 1989, Varavelpu, that translates to welcoming, was directed by Satyanandikad and again penned by Srinivasan, talks about the Gulf returnee finding it difficult to run a business in Kerala because of the labor unions and the local politicians. I must say that in general, even though these movies were made around 30 years back, the message that is conveyed satirically are quite hard hitting even till date. The creators back then didn't shy away from showing the realities of society as is, even if it meant taking on the most influential political establishments head on. The end goal for these political satires was to share some kind of message with the audience or expose some form of wrongdoing in the society. Now, not all message driven movies need to be satires. For instance, in Tamil, while the ace director K. Balachandra has made numerous critically acclaimed satires, including the political ones, the magnum opus director Shankar had a direct way of exposing various forms of corruption. You take Gentleman, Indian, Onion, Mudalvan, Shivaji as examples. He was taking on corruption or arrogance of major establishments head on by being very direct, not satirical. Now, switching back to Malayalam cinema of recent times, the most noteworthy satires are Indian Rupee, starring Prithviraj, which takes a dig at the mindset of youngsters trying to make quick money, Velli Moonga, starring Biju Menon, showcasing the dirty politics at play between the center and state, and Nyan Prakashan, starring Fahad Fasil, showcasing the mindset of typical Malayali youth. Friends, satire has been around us all the time in the form of literature or cartoons or news publications. In recent times, we have many YouTubers and stand-up comedians who are able to effectively use this as a tool to ask tough questions or even to expose the influential ones for their wrongdoings. Satire can backfire big time in autocratic countries like China, Russia, or even Saudi Arabia if they take on the core beliefs of these countries. In the democratic Western countries, specifically the United States, the ruling class has been ridiculed mercilessly in the form of stand-up comedies or late-night comedy shows. At the end of the day, satire is not just entertainment, but it is a vital function of a democratic society and a way to broach taboo subjects, especially in the times of crisis. Friends, as I end this video, we in India should feel proud that historically our democratic establishments haven't stopped our creative minds from using satire as a tool to question the wrongdoings of our ruling class for the most part. In this social media age where it is hard to distinguish between the fake news and real news, and where there is so much polarization, trolling, and moral policing without much reasoning, I wonder what will be the future of satire as an art form. Thank you very much, folks.